I just got a message from a kid. He got sent to Fort Myer, Virginia, because he washed out of. He had an injury in RASP, so he had a Ranger contract. But he got to reattend RASP, and he messaged me like 2 days ago, and he's in Ranger assessment, and he said we started with 150, and I forget what they call it. They call it like leveling up. It's like to get to the next phase, you have to pass a certain score in your PT test.
Yeah.
And it's like push-ups, sit-ups, a 5-mile run in 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And 5 pull-ups. And the push-ups, it's 58 was the number for the push-ups, which when I went through infantry basic training for RIP, it was, you had to be like 90%. And so you had to be like already at the top. He said after that PT test, which I think was 70% of the max, they only had 58 people out of 150 that were able to meet that standard.
Really?
So already 58 people, they cut nearly 100 people. And now he said, because the retention's so low, they're having a lot of problems with retention, which means they're going to potentially lower the standard to allow people to get in, because they have 3 Ranger battalions. They have to keep retention in, and more people are getting out than are getting in. I heard this across the board in BUDS, the Q course, even special missions units. They can't retain people. One problem, we're not fighting a war, which has always been a garrison war conflict issue. And then the second problem is the culture of the guys that are going in. They show up with an idea. They haven't manifested in their life and their experience any actual practical application of what this is going to feel like. They just probably imagined it through video games or technology, through social media. And they get there and they're like, oh, I can't do this. And whatever, I'm out.
Wow.
So if they, where we were committed, I think as kids to, we're going to do whatever it takes to get to that position. They go in and go with a temporary social media mindset. I'm not getting what I want, or this sucks, I'm out. And then they roll out. And then they're going to live with a lifetime regrets, man. I get more direct messages from these kids who are like, I have this regret. I'm like, dude, you have choices. Like a guy will say, I've been thinking. Get that out of your head. If you're thinking, you're wasting time. You already made the decision in yourself. If you don't do this, you'll regret it. So get your mind right and actually figure out how to backwards plan to the objective. And I think what you're talking about is something that's catastrophically going to impact us in the next decade. And who knows, it could be a war where, we might get the call. I know if I'm the president of the United States and I realize like all of the institutional knowledge we've lost, I'm recalling all the OGs who have the actual capability. And
Space Cowboys,
dude, you never know. You never know.